Easy now, hey. The only F-bomb we're using around here is Fred Savage.
Sign my yearbook? Sure.
Have a neat summer. Savage.
Boston State.
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
Hey, Brian!
I love Power Glove. It's so big.
Yeah, well, just keep your power gloves outside.
I can feel my dick. I can feel my dick. Oh, oof. Oh my God.
The only F-bomb we're using around here is Fred Savage.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Garrett, aka Born to Be Rad.
I'm Mel, aka My Killer Podcast.
And I am Justin, aka Justin David from the Justin David channel, and we are the Radpack.
This is what happens when you let Justin do the intro.
Wild card, baby. Every crew needs a wild card, and I am happy to be yours, guys.
Thank you for
When
that.
I asked you
Justin.
before the
Thank
show, I
you.
said, "Did you watch the whole video?" And then I gave you a
You
little wink.
did too.
Well, this is what happens when it's like, everything's last minute. I had to get the video, put it up on this thing within like minutes, so I didn't have a chance to watch it. But I also want to give a big shout out to Dynamite Tiger for that custom Savage song that you heard on the intro. So, dude, thank you so much for doing that for the show. Super cool, super cool. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to get savage tonight and talk a little Fred Savage, because to us, he was, or at least to me, he was a big time, actor to me, a child actor of my life growing up in the 80s and 90s. Some bangers here, but he had an interesting career because he was like on the top of the world. And then all of a sudden, I feel like his roles just, as he got older, like were never the same. So, we did a little bit of research coming into this show, and we got some fun stuff planned for you guys tonight. What did you guys think going back and watching some of these old Savage movies?
They were interesting. I don't know which ones. I think we all kind of watched different ones and crammed in as many as we could. I watched a couple of the TV movies, 3 of them actually. And what I realized is that although Fred's his IMDb may not be the best, he had just enough bangers to kind of like put him on that list of like teen idols, but we'll get into it. The filmography is a little rough as we get into the 90s and the 2000s, but then we got some classics too. So I had fun revisiting these. I watched one of the most depressing movies of all time last night, and I was like crying during. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm getting ready for a Radpack show, and I'm like tearing up watching this depressing movie about a nursing home that played on TV in 1986 or whatever the fuck it was, but it was fun, man.
I think I skipped that one.
Movie.
Yeah.
I took one for the team on a couple
For
of these.
sure you did. Again, he was just a huge influence, like just in general, like from when it came to child actors. Like for me, I'm pretty sure I saw him first on the Wonder Years. That's almost positive. Now, as far as the dates on that, I don't remember the exact dates that the Wonder Years aired. It had to have been mid 80s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple movies in his filmography that I think he was a little bit younger, but like he didn't have the biggest roles in those. He really kind of hit his stride from Wonder Years, in that late 80s kind of run. And then it almost seemed like as he got older, for some reason, he just didn't catch as much as he would have being what he did in his earlier days. But what's interesting about him, he's just got such a unique look. Every time he's on the screen, no matter how old he is, it always gets a reaction out of people. Like everybody knows who Fred Savage is.
He has a really unique voice too. Don't you think he has like an interesting voice? It's unique to
of
me.
Course.
Yeah.
And
He
there's
has a very
couple movies,
distinctive voice.
yeah, that we watched that like he played a really random role. Like, you know, when you just saw the Rules of Attraction one or whatever, like he started to get into these weird roles as he got a little bit older because you were so used to seeing him as like this child star, you know? So it'll be interesting to kind of talk about it. Before we do that, we will get into the chat, see who was in the house. Let me see. So I knew the time was wrong. Get it together. Yeah. So I guess last night this show like was scheduled to go live and people were in the chat at like 2 a.m. And like I woke up this morning to messages of you know what's going on, and I'm like, what? So I must have scheduled it so wrong on that.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Sorry for anybody who's in here. I definitely saw that John Doe was in here. I think Cody was in here.
But thanks for like hanging out in the chat and being cool about it. It sounded like you guys had a good time. I was like reading back through the chat and you guys were like joking around with each other about it. So that was cool.
So you got a couple messages this morning too, right, Mel?
Yeah, I did.
Justin, I got a couple. Did you get anything this morning about the show being live last night? Oh.
No. Nobody gives a fuck about me. This is the Mel and Garrett show.
They just,
you
they
blocked
just know,
everybody.
they want you to have your beauty sleep. They know that they're like, Justin's the star. Don't bug Justin.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Held the slack.
That's probably what it was.
That's so funny. Well, Movie Misfits in the house. What's up, man? Welcome back, dude. He's a YouTube member, and memberships are open. And guys, we're doing a members only live stream following this one tonight to do a little chill, laid back, have fun, you know, a little Mel birthday bash. So if you want to come and join that VIP party, you got to be part of the memberships over here on the Radpack pod. So if you're members only, you can come in tonight and hang out with us after the show. John Doug says, I was here last night for the real party, but let's get started.
Thanks.
What's up, man? Again, thank you for the song. Let's get rad. Let me see. Oh, Dynamite Tiger, new member. He wants to be part of Mel's party.
Ow!
Look at this. Look at this. What's up, Fozzie? Time to get savage. Magic hands in the house. What's up, Adrian James in the house?
Yo, Adrian.
Hall and Oates. What's up, man?
Hello.
Savage time. What's up, Irvy? Irvy's in the house. What's going on? Justin's
Dude's
rules of
ripped.
savage. Yeah, Irvy's jacked up, baby.
Jacked. God damn.
Jacked up.
How to make me act up.
This is interesting that you say this because I sure as hell knew, but Mel messaged me and said, you didn't tell me Christian Slater was
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me that because I would have been way more excited to watch.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Somebody let a girl know.
I assumed everybody knew this, but I guess it's forgotten. He has an interesting role in that movie, just like the kind of the brother, and he's playing Nintendo and stuff.
Yeah.
He had like a big role too. It wasn't just like
Electric. Yeah, him and the dad were, you know, chasing them down and whatnot. But it's funny to watch him playing Nintendo. He was like the old, was it him or no? I think it was the dad. He was like the old school where he's playing. All of a sudden he's going to jump. He's like, you know, like you're one of those people. Yeah, when those people used to play and they'd always move. That was the.
I was
dad.
one of those guys.
Dino. Oh man,
What's
make sure you go check
up?
him out. We do a show at least once a month. There was a sitcom called The Office, like The Office, in an office called Working. I'd never seen it. Was he in that movie?
Savage?
I mean, in that show? Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that.
Mm-hmm.
He met Ben a couple weeks ago. I met Ben Savage. I never met Fred Savage. Just watched Little Monsters today after many years. Some parts were scary as hell. Yeah, I actually just dropped a video on my channel this morning talking about scary made-for-kids movies. And that's on there. That's on the list. What up, Scratch? All right, people in the house. Blu-ray Addict in the house. Fozzie's in the VIP section, he said, so he'll be there tonight. Happy birthday, people are saying to Mel. What's going on, man? People are in the house here. All right, let's get this thing started. Talking a little Savage. We'll get some fun stuff we're going to kind of do as we go through. Like we said, obviously, to me, the Wonder Years, being the big show where I was really introduced to him because it was a show that I was watching on a regular basis. And I even started watching some episodes the other night again. And man, I don't know about you guys, but that show is awesome. That show is awesome. I don't know if you were fans of it at all. Mel, did you ever watch that growing up?
It was one of those shows that I would catch like an episode here and there, but I never consecutively watched it all the way through. It was from 1988 to 1993, to answer your question earlier.
Okay, so that was some prime Savage then, right?
Yeah, it says it had 114 episodes. I'm pretty sure I probably haven't seen all of the episodes, but I liked it. I didn't go back and rewatch any of them, but
I think it's one of the shows my parents would watch, and me and my sister would like join them, and they watched it like every week. So I watched that show all the time. I haven't seen episodes of it in a long time. I didn't catch up on it, but it's a really good show. It's a really unique show, because they're going back and talking about all the shit that was popping off in the 60s, was it the 60s? Yeah.
So it's right, and it's like one of those things that he always it's almost like he's talking about himself, telling stories, and I love that kind of stuff. And regardless if it took place in the 60s or not, like watching it even now, as a kid, I kind of could relate to it because I was roughly around the same age, I felt like, as him, or maybe a couple of years here or there shy of that. But he went through a lot of things that I think as a kid you went through, and I could have been watching that show even on reruns and stuff like that. But even watching it now as an adult, it brings you back to being that age and the stuff you were dealing with in school when you were, 12 years old or whatever. And it's just a real cool show. And I feel like it's super effective. And it has, just like a lot of shows back then, there was those episodes that, got kind of dark, sad. Like there was a lot of emotional episodes in there. And I highly recommend anybody who has not seen that. It's on, I think, Tubi now, the whole series.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And I was just gonna say this, Fozzie. Now, we all grew up in very different areas. All of us in the chat, all of us, on this podcast right now, like we don't live near each other really. But let me ask you this: do you ever remember this story about Marilyn Manson in the Wonder Years? Does anybody remember?
That's a classic urban legend, man. That's pre-internet, which is insane. That all kids across the fucking country knew this urban legend, and before the internet, I don't even know how it happened.
So
I
basically,
don't remember this. Tell me the story.
The story is that his friend in the show, Paul, his best friend in the show.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor was that was Marilyn Manson. That was him young.
Oh.
So the rumor was always that Paul was turned into Marilyn Manson when he got older, and that was a legit. To a point where, like,
that's funny.
I even believed it for a little while, like because you didn't really have internet back then to like do any research. And when you kind of looked at him, you're like, okay, it kind of looks like him actually. So when people started saying that, you believed it because I was like, oh, that's crazy that he went to music and did this, and it was wild, and that sparked up more rumors about the ribs and all this other shit that Marilyn Manson did or whatever. So these are just all these like crazy like high school rumors that were going around that, this was a little bit early in the internet phase to kind of find out how true or false these things were. But it's wild to me that those things weren't just rumors at my school, that they literally traveled everywhere. It's not like MTV News did a big story about this. Like, I don't know how this rumor traveled so far around the US or the world. The same way we talked about video games, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but how did everybody know to blow in Nintendo games? How did that become a thing? There was no, like, how did everybody do that? That still boggles my mind. It's like the strongest rumor of like all time, basically.
That one that one didn't strike me. I always thought that just was like intuitive. That always made sense to me.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if
was so
that was ever announced somewhere. Like, I don't think Nintendo ever said like blow in the games. If
in the instruction manual, there wasn't like a crude graphic
of
some guy blowing the
unless somebody heard about it when they called that hotline or something, and then it just started to get around. I have no idea. But no matter who you talk to, let me know in the chat right now. Did you blow inside your Nintendo games to get them to work? Just say yes or no. I'm just curious. I feel like every kid did it, and it doesn't make any sense. And you have some kids that
had like did you blow on when you were a kid too. Anything else too, not just the video games. Okay.
You had to blow in the system too. To blow in the system. What is that outfit you got on there, bro? Is that like a onesie?
No, this is a button-down ghoulie shirt.
Oh, but when you cut up, it almost looked like they were connected to the same to shorts. No,
Wait, is a button down like as a collar?
Yeah,
it is a onesie.
I just keep it buttoned. Keep it buttoned up. I want to look a little
Oh,
fancy
that's
for y'all.
fun.
Yeah.
See, you are the star of the show.
shit.
Actually, you're right. We did call them Nintendo tapes as well. 100% we did. Tapes. And then my mom used to be like, get all these Nintendo tapes off the floor. And I'll be like, this is Sega. It's not even Nintendo anymore. You know, I was like, I see it so bad. Everything was Nintendo tapes, no matter what it was. But you're right. So yeah, see, everybody, look. Yeah, that was another rumor. The Warrior died and got replaced. I remember that rumor for sure. Look, everybody did. Oh, what's up, Barry? Have a Brady day. I love that. Thanks, dude. But yeah, it was wild to me. Fozzie was going nuts at it.
I blew everything. At least somebody appreciated my stupid joke. God damn, we need a soundboard with crickets for every time I say a joke that doesn't land.
Can we please?
Crickets. Can we just please get a soundboard? For
I'd be
I have a
playing that
soundboard,
thing
but it's still
all
in
the
the box.
time.
I gotta get that soundboard up and running. But yeah, it is wild to me that something like that just, went everywhere. Everybody knew about the Marilyn Manson thing. Everybody knew about the Nintendo tapes thing. And then you always had some kids that had like their own style of the blowing. It would be like one kid I knew like did it. He would put his shirt around it and do it through the shirt. Oh, it's better this way. And you have the one kid that would like lick the little piece or whatever and then blow into it. It was crazy.
Ew, who did that? What kind of kids were you hanging out with? Was that the something about Mary kid from down the street?
Warren? No,
Was
it
that
wasn't
Warren?
No, it
Oh
wasn't.
shit. Okay. All right.
But you always had these kids that had different styles or whatever and did it like, oh, my way works the best or whatever, It's crazy.
God, that's one of those memories that like I so vividly like it didn't work. You're like, god damn it, turn it off, pull it out, blow it.
Then you have to blow in the thing, and then that. But then I think that like as we got older, and if you research it, what they said you were supposed to do, I think, was like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like alcohol on a Q-tip, and you put it across the two sides on the top. I think that might have been like the way to do it, like almost like a cleaner of some kind, which we never did. So, oh yeah, I agree with this. We did the wiggle, would you like kind of it was in there, and you do this, and it would wiggle it, it would like pump it.
Wow.
Those lines, those cheap like when you get I got like an at game Sega thing, and that thing works like 25% of the time. You always have to take the games out and put them back in. But I'm using some old cartridges, like my old Streets of Rage cartridges and stuff. So, but yeah, the analog days, man. What a fucking time.
Oh, hell yeah. But I mean, all in all, it was it was about the Wonder Years, and I really recommend that. That was one of my favorite shows growing up, and I think you can get it. I have like a bootleg series on DVD, but I think you can definitely get them for sure. But
it's dramatic. I feel like I've watched a couple episodes throughout the years, and I always remembered it being kind of funny. But if you watch it, like you said, it's a pretty dramatic show. They're hitting a lot of themes. It's like kind of like the My So-Called Life of like the 60s or something. Kind of similar vibe, like a dramedy type of vibe, but for younger kids.
Yeah, I threw on an episode the other night, just and basically what it was he was in class and he really liked this girl, so he was like trying to muster up the strength to like ask her to the dance, and he wrote her a note in class. They were passing notes back and forth, and finally he asked her, and she said like absolutely or something. He was like, oh my god, this is incredible, I can't believe she's gonna go to the dance. And then the bell rings and the girl leaves the class and he's following her out, and as soon as she gets out, one of the popular kids was like, hey, do you want to go to the dance with me? She's like, absolutely. And then he's sitting there. He's like, what the heck? So then she turns around. She's like, sorry. Like, I didn't know that guy was going to ask me before I said yes to you or whatever. So then he was kind of bummed out. And then he wanted to really ask like Winnie, but she had like another date with this other guy. So he was super bummed out. He didn't want to go. So he finally like went with Paul by himself, and he was sitting like, they were just sitting on like this steps by himself. And then it became him trying to muster up the strength to ask like Winnie to like dance with him. And it basically ends with like, they were just such good friends, and like, they were almost like meant for each other. And at the end, they were like dancing together at this thing. And it was like the 8th grade dance. So then the next season was like high school. And like, it was like a touching kind of thing. And it really, I feel like brings you back to like when you were that age, even now, which I think is pretty powerful for sure. I think was it Have a Neat Summer? I think that they might've said that in that episode actually.
Oh God, that's like a memory unlocked line right there. Have a neat summer.
Yeah. See, Fozzie remembers that one. It's on Tubi. I highly recommend going to check it out. It's a pretty cool episode. It's just it made me want to watch a little bit more, but going into his movies, like he did movies before that. You know, he was younger. And I know we kind of checked this one out. At least me and Mel did. I don't know if Justin got to it, but The Boy Who Could Fly.
I watched about
No.
45 minutes of that today, but I do remember that one from back in the day, though. Great movie.
It's funny because might have been the first time I'd ever seen it.
Mm.
And I know, Mel, you had said it's one that you watched a lot as a kid.
Yeah, it was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and watching it now kind of ruined it for me.
Why?
You remember it being better?
Well, I noticed. Oh, no. Okay. I notice now in my adulthood watching these movies that were my favorites as a kid, being an adult, ruining all of them because I remember them as a kid, like really loving them and like they were so fun and blah, blah, blah. And now that I'm watching them, I'm seeing all the adult themes.
Right.
And seeing like what they actually are. And this movie is actually really sad. And I found it to be kind of boring too. So it kind
Definitely
of
a
ruined
drama.
it for me. Yeah.
Those TV movies are so fucking extra, man. I mean, they got that kid like in a straight jacket.
Yeah, that was free. That was weird for me. I was like, good lord.
Yeah. It was so sad. And at the end, like he's like crying and then he like floats off. And I was like, no, don't leave. It was so sad.
It's like a happy sad though, kind of, right? At the end.
I mean, it's a happy sad, but it was also like he can never come back.
Yeah.
You know?
Where'd he go, you think?
But exactly, where did he go? And he like clearly throughout the entire movie was not capable of taking care of himself at all.
Do you think he went to Neverland?
Maybe it's like Radio Flyer,
I
where
hope so.
he'll
I don't
Kevin or Savage will get postcards from all over the world, and he's flying around. Like, look at that dopey look on his face.
Right?
I thought it was hilarious watching it because Savage doesn't really have a huge role in it. He's kind of like a secondary character, like a younger brother or whatever. But I was dying laughing when the kid kept calling him Soldier Boy. I thought that was I was like in hysterics.
Well,
I
that lead
literally watched
actor,
that reel you made like 100 times.
the lead actor wasn't that great. I think that's a big killer of it. Like maybe when we were younger, we didn't notice like performance. At least for me, like the kid who plays the flying guy, not the best actor, and it's kind of a demanding role, like not having dialogue. You know, you really have to be able to, you know, put out a performance. But it's like the nostalgia of that.
Well, I kind of wonder too, because like Drop Dead Fred was another one that I really, really loved when I was a kid, and I found it to be so much fun. And then now when I watch it, I see the adult themes of it, and I don't find it to be quite as fun anymore. But at least that one, I can see what I thought was fun about it, because clearly Drop Dead Fred is a fun character in that movie. But this one, when it was over, I was like, what as a kid did I find so fun about this movie?
You probably just thought the flying shit was cool, you know?
That probably was it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It was interesting. I mean, it's a charming little movie. It's not a bad movie by any means.
Well, I didn't even realize it was directed by Nick Castle, which is crazy.
That's actually
Michael
insane.
Myers, yeah. That's interesting for sure. I had no idea. Like I said, I knew of the movie because I've heard about it for so long, but it's not one of those movies that I think you can really get. Like, is it available on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff, or is it kind of lost on VHS? Because I didn't own it, which was shocking, but I've heard about it many times before. So this was the first time I was able to kind of watch it.
It's stuck on Tubi. The new stuck on VHS or stuck on DVD is just stuck on Tubi. I think that's where this movie's gonna die.
Oh, it's on
Blu-ray.
Wow.
Yeah, you can get it on Blu-ray.
Interesting. I'm surprised
I don't know how easy it is to get, but
Nick Castle directed that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. You can get it graded on Blu-ray for $150.
Graded? Oh, give me a fucking break.
There we go. This is where it's going now. It's going to the graded, baby.
God.
Why do you think Mel's got them in the bags? She's getting ready to grade these things.
Dude, for real. I'm going to be a millionaire. This is my plan.
Graded Blu-rays. Give me a break, man.
You just wait, Justin. I'm going to be a millionaire.
On the DVDs,
can I watch that?
maybe.
No, it's graded. Can't watch it.
Don't watch. I don't watch my stuff.
It's graded.
I grade
Nice little display cases.
Who's the person
Uh,
that ends up shelling out $150 or $180 for The Boy Who Could Fly?
You can get a groovy DVD snapper for like $13 though.
That I
It's-
would buy.
And it says it's OOP. I don't know how true that is.
There you go. John Doe says he's gonna grade his hitcher when it comes.
I
Sick.
hope it comes mint.
Yo, how did you get yours already? Mine is not here.
I don't know because I ordered mine directly from Second Sight. So usually people who order those from like US retailers get theirs before Second Sight sends theirs out.
I got mine from Orbit, so maybe that's
Usually
why.
Diabolic is first to send theirs out, I've noticed.
You know what
Which
else is crazy is I'm doing a show with Christian about the Late Night with the Devil set. And like last Saturday, I got an email saying it was in the US and shipping, and it's still not here. And he got his, and I'm looking, and it's like still in LA. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Umbrella did that to me last time with that Mario set. I had to call them, and they had to send me it. Remember? I'm like, what's the issue with Umbrella getting me my stuff? I have no idea. They gets like, this will be the second time my thing's gotten lost. So I don't know if it's. Hopefully, it's here by showtime because I don't have it. It's
Why
wild.
did you get that one and not the Second Sight one? Because of all the goodies?
Oh, maybe what? Oh, no, yeah, because I wanted the TV guide and the VHS and all that stuff. So I thought it was a better package deal.
Because that one's a Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, but Late Night with the Devil, what do you want to watch that in 4K? It's like a 70s like, TV looking movie. You don't need that.
Yeah.
In 4K. Come on. Actually, I've actually got it on. I bought it. Look, I actually bought the DVD. That's how retro it is. Look at that slip.
Wow.
That's classic.
So
classic.
Amazing. Like,
Really
I
are
had
going
to.
crazy with the DVD.
I'm gonna have to run out and buy that DVD.
Oh, this is
immediately.
money. If you saw this slip, you'd be like, oh my god, it's like the
The slip
material
does
on
look
it.
nice.
Yeah,
The
that
matte-
does
matte
look
finish.
nice, actually.
Yeah, it's like a matte finish. You'd buy it.
I promise.
But that's the thing with Late Night with the Devil. It's like it's supposed to look that way. So for me to be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy a 4K where it's not even gonna look that much better than the Blu-ray anyways. But the Blu-ray came with all that fun stuff, TV
Well, I
guides,
just got the
and
Second Sight
VHS
version.
tapes, and so yeah.
I keep buying my like multiple movies that have different release dates, so I always have to wait till the last one. Like I have like 3 separate orders with like movies that I really want, but they're pre-orders and they ship when they're all available.
That's what
So
happened to my
Oh, yeah.
You're Next. That
Yeah.
came with my hitcher. I was the last
Mhm.
one to get that one.
Is that, did you go Diabolic? That's like a Diabolic thing, right?
I've been doing Orbit. I love Orbit. I like me some Diabolic, but oftentimes like it feels like they take just maybe a couple days extra to get them or something. I don't know what it is, but I like Orbit.
Yeah, I do too. Hopefully I got it. But what the heck? You just got yours too?
Damn.
Today? Shit. I better get mine tomorrow. It's literally said it landed here like a week ago. So I don't know what the hell happens. There's somebody in LA that just keeps taking my stuff from Umbrella.
Yeah.
Just keeps swiping it. I don't know. But as we move on for Fred Savage, the next big one for him was Princess Bride, but like it was a very small part. You know, when you saw that movie, I did recognize him, obviously, but he's just the kid at the beginning getting the story read to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really all he does. So he's not really part of the story. So I didn't go back and watch Princess Bride. I mean, I've seen it many of times, but I don't think he had any other big role, correct? In that?
No, he was just the
Yeah.
kid. It was a good role though. That's like such a classic part of the movie.
Yeah, he was just credited as the grandson.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good in that.
It's a good movie for sure.
He's got I mean, obviously, he's got a screen presence. We're talking about him for a whole show, but he was one of those like little prodigy type actors, kind of like, I don't know. There's every once in a while, every few years, there's like this little prodigy type of actor that seems older than he is. Like I always thought Fred Savage like presented himself and spoke in a way that made him seem a little bit older, kind of like not Dakota Fanning. Who's the little girl from War of the Worlds? Was that Dakota Fanning?
Yeah, that's Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, the kind of those kids who have even on interviews, if you watch Fred Savage in interviews, he's like a little 30-year-old at 25.
It's for real. He really does.
I'll
feel
agree
that
with
way.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and especially when we talk about the next movie, which, you know, was one that I saw in the theater because I was such a huge fan of his. And that was Vice Versa that came out in
oh yeah,
88.
I love that movie.
And he had like what a crazy like time this was right now. Like between 88 and 89, like he put out 3 bangers in a row. And at the time, like I don't know how what you guys think about them standing up now, but like I said, I saw Vice Versa in the theater. I was a huge fan of him. You know, I was a huge fan of Judd Reinhold from Gremlins and Fast Times and stuff. So when they were together on in that movie, you know, I really liked it. And this was the first movie I'd ever seen that had that kind of Freaky Friday element to it. Like, so I always thought of Vice Versa every time I saw those movies where, you know, people switch places. And I thought they did really well. And I think what, like you were saying, is in this movie, when he plays an adult, it works. Like it's almost perfect of a little kid playing an adult. And he really feels like he's an adult.
He's really assertive and kind of aggressive. And he's like cussing at people. And yeah, it's really, really cool. I love that they had a batch of those movies. Like they had the one with Dudley Moore. They had a few other ones, but the Vice Versa was probably the one I watched the most. It constantly played on HBO. And I used to love that movie, man. You know?
I know this was Mel's. Was this your first time watching this?
Yeah, this was my first time watching.
What'd you think?
I had to watch it twice because the first time I watched it, I was doing something else.
Stick.
And I admittedly missed some things when I was watching.
Oh yeah, that's right. She messaged me with like this big concern about should she continue the movie or not.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like she's like, in Vice Versa, did he just kiss his mother? I'm like, no. That was his dad's girlfriend.
I was watching it and I was doing something else, and so like that part came where it was like he was like the little boy in the man's body, and then he kisses that blonde chick, and I was like, oh, I thought the blonde chick was like legit his mom, and I was like, I was like legitimately disgusted, and I was like, okay, excuse me, like I'm done. And then they like start walking towards the bedroom. I'm like, no, what? And then like a little bit later, she's sitting on the bed with Fred Savage, and he starts leaning in to kiss her. And I'm like, what's happening?
That's one of the weird aspects of all those type of movies, like Big, and like you always have like a young boy or young person like potentially hooking up with a person that's like 20 years older than them. You know? Kind of weird.
I didn't figure it out until the end that was just the girlfriend, and that there was a different mother, like the actual mom was a different person.
No.
Did Kino put that? I picked that up on Blu-ray. Like Father Like Son. That's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't remember. But
I only
put
had
out
the
Vice
DVD.
Versa?
I didn't even realize it has a Blu-ray. I didn't even know that.
yeah, it's a pretty bare bones Blu-ray. I want to say it's Kino, but I could be wrong. That seems like a Kino movie.
But he, you know, as the adult, he's swearing in this. Son of a bitch. He's like yelling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I loved it.
You know?
Man.
So I thought that was
Mill Creek
that
has
was
a
so
Blu-ray.
funny.
Mill Creek. What was it like? What was the thing? Was it a vase or some sort of pot?
Well, that's what I was
or
going to ask
something?
you. I was going to say, I was watching that in my head. I'm thinking, I can already tell you. I'm going to ask Justin, would he want that thing? And I'm like, 100%.
I can't remember what it was
an upside down skull.
Oh,
it was like an
yeah,
upside down
right.
skull, and it had like a gold top that you can move the mouth.
That's right.
was
It's so
sick, dude.
sick. Yeah, it really is. It's a cool thing.
I wonder if anybody has done a replica of that. Of some kind. It was sick because you could stand it up like a statue, and it was an upside down skull.
Mhm.
It looked rad as hell. Like,
Yeah.
and then when they drop it and the mouth moves and all the smoke starts coming out of the mouth and stuff like that, it's super cool.
What a cool movie, man.
Yeah, when I was
watched
watching,
it
I
a
was like,
couple
God,
years ago.
I
It
could
holds
see that
up.
at the Justin house right there.
Oh yeah, it holds up, man. That's a really, really fun movie. And Judge Reinhold was like, he's like so goofy and animated that he was just the perfect guy to play, you know, like a kid. You know, it was
right,
cool.
right.
Yeah, he really did do a good job playing that part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the way he walked and stuff too, he'd kind of like shuffle and like hunch over. Like he just kind of had the whole thing together. And then what was like Fred Savage kept saying a line, oh, do you mind? He said that like about 10 times in the movie. Like to his mother, to the kid. He gets in the car, the kid's picking on him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm busy, do you mind? The kid's like, it's like some bully kid or whatever. Who was that kid? He was somebody. Who was that bully in the car? That was somebody from something else.
I'd have to look it up.
Let's see. A Halloween show. This is rad as hell.
Oh yeah. I'm having flashbacks of that movie because it's been a few years since I watched it. Is that the one where there's like, don't they do like a big like a guitar battle in a mall or something. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It's the
so-
guitar?
Yeah, so Judge Reinhold's character is like a VP of some big company, and I think it's a toy company. And then they go into the mall, and some dude's playing the guitar, and he was already Fred Savage at this point. He's like, "I play the drums," and he's like, "I'll play." And they're at a department store, and he's playing the drums, and this other
That's
dude's
right,
playing
he's
electric
rocking out.
guitar.
Mhm.
And then the boss comes down. He's like, "What is he playing drums for?" And he goes to yell at him, and then this wealthy lady's like goes to that kid playing the guitar and said, like, "Did you find what you want?" He's like, "Yeah, this guy helped me find this, and I want it." And the president of the company was like so happy that he played the drums because he sold this big item or whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's super cool movie. That again, it was the first movie I ever seen of him like in the theater, so I was super stoked about that. And
Oh, damn, you saw that in the theater? Vice versa?
I did, yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. That's cool.
His big three that are coming up now, I saw in the theater, so I
Cool.
thought that was kind of cool. And the next one was, I think it's a fan favorite for everybody, and that's Little Monsters.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure that was a big one for everybody growing up. I'm sure everybody in the
Mhm.
chat, was a big fan of that movie as well. And we knew that, as we're going to talk about it, that people just love this movie. So we decided, as a Radpack treat, that we were going to give you guys the pleasure to watch us eat Fred Savage's favorite sandwich in Little Monsters.
No.
So if anybody out there knows what Fred Savage's favorite sandwich was in Little Monsters, let us know now, because we'll talk about that movie as we kind of chow down here.
I got it wrapped up just like it would have been in my lunchbox back in the day.
Oh, how cute.
A little bit of foil there. I'm excited about this.
I'm not. This is
You know,
gonna
it's
be
interesting.
disgusting.
I was looking. I was trying to find a clip of that. I don't remember. Maybe for the intro or something. And I looked online, and there's a shitload of people who have made videos eating this sandwich.
No
yeah,
way.
there
Really?
are.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah,
Oh my
I looked up a
God.
bunch too because I was trying to figure out what kind of onion to get.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a white onion, but I was like,
I went white onion. A lot of people, and I will say, when I watched these reviews, a lot of people were like, it's not bad. So I guess we'll find out. What kind of peanut butter did y'all get? I got Peter Pan.
I got Skippy Natural.
I got
Okay.
Jif because I thought that's what he had.
Oh,
I
is
think
that
it
what he
was
had?
Jif. We didn't. Mine's not
I
movie
think
accurate.
so.
God damn it!
Yours is movie accurate.
Damn.
But yeah,
I was
it's,
trying-
it's the
I was
peanut
trying
butter
to
and
be
white
movie
onion.
accurate.
And the Dave's bread. Is that what you got there?
I got
I
Dave's white, yeah.
All right.
I didn't get movie accurate bread.
But here's the deal.
Now I put some big
I
chunks of
do-
onion on here. I put.
I
some,
do
mean,
not like raw onion. I don't.
I love it.
So this is gonna be interesting. I probably haven't had raw onion in a long time.
Oh, I was gonna say you better have put raw onion on there.
Oh yeah, I
love
did.
me some onion.
All right, you guys ready?
Are we digging in?
No.
Okay,
Fred
so
Savage approved peanut butter and onion sandwich.
are we ready, guys?
Let's do it. See what we got. Let's get a crunch
I
going.
don't want it.
I put a lot of peanut butter on mine, so
Yeah,
I can't
so
taste
did
the
I.
onion yet.
it's gonna be a minute. The onions haven't kicked in.
Oh,
yet.
my breath stinks already.
I can smell it.
You smell
Okay,
my
I'm
breath?
taking a bite here. I was so hungry too.
This is dry as shit, dude.
It's not bad.
Shut up.
What? No, it's weird.
Well, I am a big onion guy. Like if I have burgers, hot dogs, anything, I'm putting giant hunks of raw onion on it.
What did we say,
That
Mel?
crunch.
We said he'll love it. It was gonna add it to his
Yeah,
routine.
I knew he was gonna like it.
It's
Just
not
bring
bad.
this to work and just be
I
in the
don't
truck
need the
and say you're
onion.
just Fred Savage in it today.
It's not great. Like I wouldn't
It's
make
weird.
this for myself and eat it every day. But it's not like vile. It's not disgusting. It's different.
It's not disgusting, but it's like why?
Yeah, that's kind of how I
Yeah.
feel too. Like it's kind of like it doesn't really make sense, but it's not gross. It's just it's interesting. It's a weird consistency or texture because you get that crunch, but my
Mhm.
breath stinks now, and I don't like that.
So in the movie, I guess from my memories, I always thought that it was Maurice making the sandwich, but it's actually him making the sandwich. Fred Savage. He's the one eating them, or was it the monster?
He
Him.
makes the sandwich right away in the beginning.
That's right.
So I decided I was going to wash mine down with
Piss.
some piss. Yeah.
It's piss. Isn't that what's his name from Home Alone?
Buzz. There you go. See, we got the apple juice. Let's. I need it right now.
I cheated a little bit and got apple white grape.
What the?
Oh my god, I love white grape juice. It's so good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. This not my pee. Rocking
I
around.
haven't had apple juice.
I
in
want to put
forever.
piss in my apple juice.
That's good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
finish my
maybe
sandwich.
we should have did the cat food sandwich and instead of the tuna. Right, Mel?
What?
Cat food sandwich instead of tuna. We should have did that one instead.
You.
Yeah, it's actually the apple juice kind of goes well with this thing, but my breath still smells like onions. So I don't like that.
You can get your
feel like you guys are gonna-
Listerine strip or something.
And Justin's just down there eating the sandwich.
It was really not bad. Some honey would have been nice.
Justin,
You can buy honey peanut butter.
Justin's gimmick should just be like the guy who eats like the movie stuff. Like you eating you're like, oh, I love pretzels and sardines. I love peanut butter and onion. You just have like a full gimmick.
It's not bad.
Oh my god, you did like the pretzels and sardines, didn't you?
They put some sardines in it.
Some sardines might actually be pretty good on this.
Justin would have owned
Hot
Fear
dog.
Factor food challenge. That's what they said.
Only certain things. I think if I wasn't a fan of onions, it would be really, really gross, obviously. But the peanut butter kind of masks the super big flavor of the onion. So it's not like overpowering. And I put a lot of PB on it.
Yeah,
I put a lot of
we'll
onions on
continue
mine.
to talk, and I want to see him kill that whole thing. Mine's still like half there, so I'm not gonna do anymore.
I was really hungry too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
How's yours doing, Mel?
I
done with
ate-
it.
Was it nice and cold too in there?
It was cool.
It's like you brought like a real lunch.
I did. There's
You
other
should bring the rest to
beverages in
work.
there,
Bring the
too.
rest to work tomorrow.
Gross.
What? You're in there just eating peanut butter and onions.
I'll be like, what's that smell? I don't know.
But
Did you
Yeah.
give up on yours, Garrett?
oh yeah, 100%. I was just gonna talk about the kind of the plot of the movie, and with Howie Mandel playing Maurice, what a great character he was. And again, Fred Savage did a great job in this. I think that it had an all-star cast. I mean, his brother was in this. Did you guys watch this one like this week, or is it something you're like, I've seen it so many times, I need to watch these other ones?
Yeah, that was me. I've
Seen it so many times, but I still watched it because it's still great.
Yeah, I think it is great. Like the bus scene at the beginning with the ladies like, slow down when they're like running on the bus, and then that dude comes and what did he have? Like the yogurt? What did he get smashed with or whatever? The lunch?
It was like
Was it
bologna
bologna?
with
Oh, bologna.
like mayo on it or something. He like smashes it all over him.
Uh-oh. You lost an onion.
He's throwing up.
Yeah, he's still down there. Barking.
Uh-oh.
He's blowing chunks down there.
No, I dropped it and I thought Pete was going to eat it.
I do. I have the Vestron release.
Yeah, I got that Vestron release. If you watch the special features, it's really cool. Howie Mandel still has that jacket. And then he takes it out and shows it.
I
He's still got
love that jacket.
Mm-hmm.
That was one
is-
of
It's
my
called
favorite
Jingly, you
things
can
when
hear
I was
it.
a kid.
Oh, so
I
good.
don't
My buddy
understand why
Mike.
Howie Mandel wasn't more popular. Like for voices, like he could have done so many. Like, why didn't they hire him for like Disney voices and shit? Like he's.
I don't even
incredible.
think he did Gizmo's voice in the new cartoon.
Yeah, he said they didn't even hit him up. I saw on his podcast
No.
they didn't even.
Mm-hmm.
So stupid.
That's crazy. But yeah, my buddy Mike had made a replica jacket of Maurice back in the day. It's a cool jacket. Got all the different pins and stuff for it. Yeah, he did Bobby's World.
Mhm.
He did Gizmo, obviously. You know what's a movie of his that I think is super underrated is Walk Like a Man. Have you guys seen
Never saw
that?
it.
Oh my
Huh.
so good. So Howie Mandel plays I'm trying to think how it worked. It was like he was like a kid and he was left in the woods as a little kid and he was raised by wolves basically. So then he like gets found like later down the like road, and he's like an adult, but he acts like a wolf, like an animal. He can't talk, and he's on all fours. It's kind of like Encino Man, right? It's kind of
that's
in
what
a
happened to
similar
his movie
vein.
career. He did walk like a dog. Or whatever.
He did this.
Oh, 100%. That's probably what happened, because I rented that as a kid, and I friggin' loved it. And I'm trying to think. I know I have it. I'm just trying to see where it would be. In here, it's a really, really. Oh, here it is.
Criterion. It's in your Criterion section.
MGM put out this. I don't know if it has a Blu-ray.
I've seen that cover. That's crazy.
And his name's Bobo in it. It's so good, man. It's so funny. He's got like a beard and like a long hair. That's one that we should do some kind of watch along or something for. That's a fantastic.
It's weird
fun
seeing him
little
with
flick.
hair because he's been bald for so long.
Right.
This came out in 87. So it was right around the same time as this one.
We have
It's
some
funny. Like,
montages in that movie.
he goes kind of like,
It
when
was
they're
like in
cleaning
every
him up.
montage song in the 90s had that goddamn song. I swear.
Well, it's kind of like, like the Encino Man, like I'm too sexy or whatever. Like it was kind of like that when he was getting all clean, and then he went to the mall and he was like going to the different stores. And I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was funny because he pretended to sneeze and he had the slime from like the toy store, and he went like this, and the lady was like, because she thought he had it was like big boogers or whatever.
Classic.
But it's a
Howard.
fun movie. It does not. Oh yeah, Walk Like a Man, baby. You guys are gonna find it. Recommended it. Get in your Amazon carts. Let's go. But yeah,
How
Howie's
that
awesome.
movie great again.
I love his. Oh hell yeah, you do. I love his podcast, to be honest too. It's
fun.
actually one of the only podcasts like that I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
He has good guests. I think he does a good job.
Did you hear about his prolapse? His whole prolapse incident that he had?
No. What happened?
There's a lot to get into, but if anybody, I mean, it was a huge thing on the internet. There's a very, very famous picture. It looked like some kind of, this might be a little gross to get into, but just Google Howie Mandel prolapse. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave a little mystery to it. People in the chat.
Going to show pictures?
Google.
Like, I don't want to be Googling something and then all of a sudden I see.
Do you know what an anal prolapse is?
Yes. That's why I'm asking.
So he found this photo of
what the hell is that?
This is why I didn't want to Google it.
But I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. Neither did Howie Mandel. So he puts himself on like the virtual background with this blown out, the biggest anal prolapse I've ever seen in my life. And he goes, my friend Neil bent over and this happened. Is this COVID related? And he posted on TikTok. And it immediately went viral, and he didn't know what he posted. He didn't really know what it was. He didn't know that he was posting like a blown out asshole on TikTok. So it immediately got taken down. And then, of course, the internet got a hold of it. I'm a H3. I listen to H3 podcast a lot. So Ethan Klein got a hold of it, and then it just went fucking viral. There was T-shirts and all this stuff. So did you see the original TikTok, Garrett?
I don't know.
No, you got to pull it up. You got to look.
I didn't want to watch it.
I'm looking it up. I don't
even know what this thing. I don't even know what this means. See, I'm in a bubble of my own. I've never.
What do you mean? You don't know what the image is?
No, I don't know what the prolapse is.
A prolapse is when the insides of your asshole and your intestines
that
fall out of your butthole.
Oh, I know of that. I didn't know it had a specific name though.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit! This is just a little Justin wild card moment. We got wild card.
Alan Smithy says he just got here. This is savage.
Little prolapse talk here on the Radpack.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I'm in my own little world over here, my little rad world. I don't know what any of this garbage is.
Yeah, but Howie's awesome. He's a good sport. He's funny.
Yeah, he's cool. He's buddies with Feldman, dude.
Who isn't buddies with Feldman?
Yeah, I was just gonna say everyone is buddies with Feldman.
Our buddy Ronnie Radke posted a picture with Corey Feldman. Did you see that?
See? Yeah. Feldman's in with the crowd, dude. See, he's getting all of his cronies together to make sure that you can't say shit to him anymore. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna come after all of Justin's favorites.
Falling in Reverse is gonna have the Corey Feldman band opening for him.
See that? He knows because you love Falling in Reverse. So they're like, he'll be here next time. I'll get him when he comes back.
Oh my god.
Mel's still looking at that prolapse.
And-
video.
I'm looking at the things that are making somebody take Howie's phone. It's happening again.
You guys are wild.
Oh, shit. It's so funny. That's a shocking image, man.
Yeah, this is like, wow.
Oh yeah, Radke's been dating Paige forever. They've been dating for a long, long time. She started dating him right after Del Rio, so I don't know how long that was. Justin should interview Feldman. Feldman hates Justin.
He doesn't even know I exist.
Us, he does.
Oh,
100%
he's
he
seen
does.
your videos, all of them.
100% he does.
I should have DM'd him.
100%.
I'm gonna start commenting on his posts.
Didn't you say you were going to cut your hair short and spike it?
Oh God, he did that too. He's got that copper top going on.
You should just do every haircut he gets. You should just mimic it.
Do the
I wonder what
Billy
made him do
Idol.
that.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this though: he still looks young as hell.
He does, yeah.
So it's either surgery or what, but he's doing all right.
Adrenochrome. It's the
doing it.
adrenochrome.
I feel like if it was surgery, you'd be able to tell.
I'm sure he's got like some Botox and shit like that.
He doesn't have that like that good money surgery, you know.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? He's $400 Funko Pops. They should.
That's right.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
got low
I have
budget
one.
surgery.
$90 shipping. By the way, if you order a Funko Pop from his website, it's $90 for shipping.
I got one.
Very expensive.
He's right there.
Jesus
wanna
Christ.
go-
Paid
you
the
wanna go get him?
$90.
God
You need
bless
to-
Feldman.
You should start a Feldman tribute band where you just do his songs with your band. That'd be sick.
God, dude.
Ooh.
That would be amazing.
That'd be
Justin
great.
already has a tribute
What's
band.
up with the youth? What's up with the youth? Feldman's the man.
I want to hear you sing "Comeback King" real bad.
I should cover it.
Don't you think that's cool though? Like that. I mean, how perfect would it have been if all of a sudden like there was no Corey Feldman band, but it was like Fred Savage band, and he
That
was
would be
like
dope.
singing. He's singing "Comeback Kid."
That would be
'cause
dope.
He's trying to come back. That'd be sick. You'd be down for a Fred Savage band.
They should have had Savage host the Loserville tour. That would have been a good 90s experience. Does Savage do cons?
I've never seen him there. I've seen his
Mm.
brother, but I've never seen him. I mean, I would love to. Jeez, I have so much shit I would have him sign.
Yeah.
I would love that. But like this is weird because he had those two bangers, Vice Versa, which I saw in the theaters, Little Monsters, which I saw in the theaters, which talking about Little Monsters, like I said, I put out a video today talking a little bit about how it was a comedy, and it was funny as hell as a kid, but there was some creepy elements to that movie that were traumatizing. And someone brought it up in the chat I saw earlier about that guy Boy.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
that's like straight out of a horror movie, that kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty wild. You know, some of the stuff in all those kids' movies from back then, there was always like risque shit. Like even in Vice Versa, like I mean, wasn't there a scene with like him like in his underwear or something like that? Like I mean, there's always this weird shit that went on. And even in Little Monsters, I always found it funny when he's in like that underworld and that little girl goes, "Nice ass."
Yeah.
Like, why was that in there? Why was this little girl telling Fred Savage he had a nice ass?
Well,
Like,
they
what was
edited
that? What was
it,
the-
didn't they?
It's on the Blu-ray.
There's an edit where it was like it's been a minute since I watched the
Like she said something else.
they dub it. Yeah, there was some kind of
Like on the
edit where they
TV
took
version?
that line out. Yeah, maybe it was the TV version of something. Something was edited.
Oh yeah, he got pants. Then all of a sudden she walks by, she's standing behind him, and you hear a nice ass like that. Why was it necessary to tell Fred Savage at like 10 years old he had a nice ass? I don't understand.
Maybe she really thought he did.
The effects and vibe of that movie are so good, man.
Oh, so good.
It's like
So
the
good.
kids' version of Nightbreed or something.
For real.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's some of those
god,
characters.
it really is.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, very, very cool. Love Little Monsters. I think I don't ever hear anybody say that they don't love Little Monsters, to be honest with
Oh
you.
no, it's
You ever heard
great.
anybody get on that?
You don't want to know what I did to the person that said they didn't like Little Monsters.
You put them in.
There was
your
one
basement?
person who didn't like it.
And they're not around anymore?
They're in your basement.
They're in my basement.
Oh baby. How is that basement doing anyways?
It's fucked. My sump pump went out, so I ordered a new one. I'm still waiting on it.
Oh, is that what happened? I thought someone was trying to escape
Well, that too.
They tried to dig a hole.
Yeah, they tried to dig their way out.
You had to put a stop
That's
to that
what
real quick.
really happened.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up in my basement. It's not good.
No, hell no. He
You'll
tried to get me
drown.
down there. It was scary. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "You're not leaving. Come down here." I was like, "I can't do it."
Catch a
But-
disease down there.
There was a lot of cobwebs and spider webs down there.
Oh yeah, it's creepy.
Gross.
Sorry, Mel.
You know, there's something wrong down there when it was like a random door in his house with like 6 locks on it. I'm like, what is down there?
Oh, we
It's
did go all the way down
to
the bottom there.
It's a ton of bolts. It's got this lock. I'm like, why just
Yeah.
Did it really?
I can't
Shut
let anybody
up.
get out. How are you gonna let people escape?
But the big one, what the?
I hate.
Wow, I've never
That's
heard
it.
that in my life.
You're going in the
Never heard it.
basement.
I could see a world
Why?
where Howie Mandel is a little annoying. I could see how some people might think because he is like on 11 the entire movie. You know, same
Maybe
thing with
if
like
you saw this
Drop
movie
Dead Fred
as
or
an
something.
adult,
Right?
you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Maybe
it's a lot. I like
maybe if
his
you saw
energy.
this movie as an adult.
Yeah, if I saw it for the first time like 5 years ago, I may have. I don't know. The effects and vibes are so cool, but I get it. We all can't like every movie, but
This movie is like a little kid's dream, though. Like
mhm.
as a little kid watching this movie, it is the coolest thing to think that you could crawl under your bed and go to
Yeah.
a different world.
Mhm.
Like, how cool is that? And then pop
So
up in
cool.
somebody else's house.
I mean, it's clever.
When
as
is this
hell,
one
too,
going
when
to get
they
the
make-
remake treatment?
Oh, God.
Shut your
It's going to happen.
blasphemy.
Well, he followed this up with a huge one for me, and I'm sure for most kids of the late 80s. That's The Wizard. This was honestly like one of the most excited for a movie I think I was as a kid, because Nintendo was like everything to most of us growing up. I know Justin, I don't think Mel really played that much. But Justin was a huge Nintendo kid.
Mhm. I love
And this movie came out, which was basically a Nintendo based movie. It's basically like one big commercial for some of their new shit coming out.
Mhm.
And again, I remember seeing this in the theater, and I absolutely loved this damn movie. But I can see this one not being everybody's cup of tea, because it really is just, it's a fun movie, but it really is just kind of a big infomercial, really,
Mhm.
for Nintendo. And there had to have been another company in there, because I did a full video talking about product placement and this being one of the big movies.
Mhm.
What was it? Oh, Universal Studios in it. So that's why I have my Universal shirt on here. They did that. And then it must have been either a soda or some kind of food or something that they would talk about a lot. But
Yeah.
that's The Wizard. And I know, Mel, I think this was the first time you watched this, correct?
Yeah. This is the one that I didn't know Christian Slater was in.
So now I assume you don't have the Blu-ray, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got that one. It's a cool cover.
Oh, that is cool.
It's Shout Factory. Shout Select. Is that what they're called?
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. I
actually
actually
don't-
liked this one more than I thought I was gonna, because
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It's all
It
over
has
the
the-
place. It's such a random movie.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of sad there towards the end, though.
Yeah. It was kind of weird at some of the turns it took, considering like what the movie was supposed to be, but like it was weird. Like we talked about before, these kids' movies always had these weird adult tones to it that I think went
Mhm.
over our head. I told Justin when he was watching it, because wait a minute, did you see this before, Justin, or was this the first time?
I think it was the first time. I may have seen bits and pieces, or maybe I just saw a trailer back in the day. I didn't
Wild.
remember
I'm
any of it.
surprised you never watched this as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't see it. What year did it come out?
89.
89. So I was 17. So yeah, maybe I was just a little old to it. Kidding.
You're 17. I was like, what are we talking about?
Crickets, get those crickets going again.
We're just like, yeah, sure. Justin was 17. Cool.
It is cool. I felt like this, to me, the story was like a little too dramatic, and they spent too much time like running around and doing all the crap. I just wanted to see him play the games, you know? I don't know. I felt like it was a little unnecessarily dramatic and the weird quiet kid. Like I told you, Garrett,
Yeah.
it is Rain Man. It's like everything. It's just a cut and paste kids version of Rain Man. He has Fred Savage has his Dustin Hoffman, realizes he had a special talent, takes him to it's like beat for beat Rain Man, you know?
Mm-hmm. You reminded me of Jimmy Woods.
Jimmy Woods?
Yeah.
Who's James Woods?
Can you no Jimmy, the little boy? Can you say California for me really quick?
Oh,
California. California.
He goes up to that. Was that the Pee Wee dinosaur?
It was. It was
Yeah.
the Pee Wee dinosaur. And to be honest, I think that we actually have a picture of the Radpack card in front of that dinosaur. I should post it up after the show.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick. That's cool. Yeah, same dinosaur. Now you're playing with power. I mean, I always love this one. And when you were watching it, you were kind of talking to me, and I said, "Wait till you hear what the girl says to the guy, to the old guy."
Yeah,
and that just goes to show, like, who thought that was the best thing to do there?
I mean, it worked.
I know, but I mean, how old is that girl? Like 12?
Yeah, she was young. It was highly inappropriate. Was that guy just a random? Was he hired by the kid's parents? Is that who?
Yeah, he was
just
hired
a random
by he was
PI?
hired by the parents, and he was like some kind of like, I don't know, I guess a private investigator. And he was chasing the kids, and then he was about to get them, and the little girl yells at the casino, I think, wasn't it? He touched my breast, she screams. Like all the truckers start attacking him, and the police are like coming security. I'm like, it's such a wild thing that they wanted to put that in for that 12-year-old girl to scream at some old dude.
So I was in and out a little bit. I admittedly I missed some bits and pieces. What was her deal? She just didn't have parents, and she was just traveling the country by herself, and
basically, yeah. And it was super weird that she was like really cool with like the truckers. Like they like would.
Yeah, was she a lot lizard?
A lot lizard.
But like
wow.
So it's funny. I don't even know what that means either.
Oh, okay. Well,
a lot lizard.
What
does that
in the
mean?
world?
I don't live in an area where there's like a lot of truckers just hanging around.
Garrett's
You're
so sheltered.
innocent. He's
I
so
know.
innocent. We shouldn't be like tainting his innocence, Justin.
What does that
A
mean?
lot-
We're
a lot
from the
lizard
Midwest.
is a hooker.
I mean,
that
I'm sure it
caters
means
to
like
truck
a
stop.
Okay, well, I knew it probably had to do with like a ring rat, which is what they would call wrestling chicks. But like,
Oh yeah,
a lot. What is it? Lot what?
it's a
Lot
prostitute that hangs out at truck stops and just sucks off truckers in their diesels. Yeah, made me really spell it out. God damn it.
Well, I never heard that before. I don't live in like the big trucker capital of the world over here. It's just so you know.
Me and Mel actually do. There's a fucking Loves and shit all over the place. But
Yeah, I live very close to the world's largest truck stops.
Okay, so there you
oh,
go.
do you? Is it a Bucky's or Loves?
That's literally what it's called, the world's largest truck stop.
Oh, is it really?
That is
Whether
funny.
it is or not, I don't know.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, the lot wizard. But that is kind of weird though that she had like this big hookup with like all these big trucker guys. It was just strange to me. But she said it was because her dad's a trucker, I guess, right?
Ew.
And it was like they had like trucker code and all this stuff. And then Send Me an Angel played. I mean, that was in every 80s montage back in the day. Teen Wolf 2 had it, Rad, The Wizard. But yeah, basically it's about a kid who's, is like you said, it's kind of like Rain Man, and Fred Savage is the brother, realizes his younger brother is great at video games, takes him to Universal Studios to take part in the Nintendo Championship Video Armageddon. And the big thing about this movie that worked for everybody that people loved is it was the first time you saw the Power Glove, and it was the first time that you saw Mario 3. This movie was the first time you ever saw those two items, ever. So
there's been no
kid,
gameplay ever seen for Mario. That was cool when they revealed it.
Nope.
I remember when I was watching, I was like, oh shit, what game is this going to be? And oh, Mario 3. That's so
But that
fucking
was the
cool.
first, you had to go to this movie to get the first glimpse of Super Mario 3. And I mean, talk about marketing genius, really.
PD, chill.
And that was kind of like the gimmick was like, oh, if you want to see Mario 3, you got to go see this movie. So it kind of worked.
Sorry, Pete's just at my feet whimpering and whining. It's so fucking annoying. Petey, come up or quit whining, dude. You know what I mean, brother?
This will sound good on the audio.
Come here, Petey. I'm glad that wasn't the laptop.
So the truck, the truck guy was driving the Lincoln Hawk's truck from. I didn't know that. It was today's years old when I knew that. And that dude was the dude from Batteries Not Included. Do you remember that? The trucker guy.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen that one.
Yeah, me too.
What? If you look close, there's a poster of the two Coreys hanging in Fred Savage's Room of Little Monsters. Dude, I never knew that.
Oh, that's
What?
sick. Never noticed
I
that.
didn't know that either.
That's sick. I gotta find that out. And then I love the
shit,
Power
he's got a
Glove.
power glove.
It's so bad.
It's
so rad.
Damn, that's
Look at
clean
this thing.
too, dude. Is that an original?
Of
What a
course.
nerd.
Nerd.
Did it work well? I heard like
No, it
mixed
sucks.
reviews. It sucks bad. Because it bombed pretty bad. Dude, the kid's like beep boop pop, boop beep boop beep 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 boop boop. Like, what are
But
the
how cool does it
numbers
look
for?
if you just wall this out and around?
It is sick.
Huh?
And it has to plug all the way in.
Don't just wear it out and around.
So there's a cord
Weird.
hanging from it.
Don't wear it around just because.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're
Mhm.
saying just leave it at home then?
Mm-hmm.
What do the buttons do?
I don't even remember, dude. It
Just
remember
killing dreams
worked
over here.
it didn't work like it worked in the commercial. Put it that way.
Well, they show him like controlling a car or something, right? Like he was driving the car, and it doesn't quite work that way.
No, and then punch out. They would show you punching, and they would punch. Didn't work that way. But yeah, Power Glove. It's so rad.
I bet that thing was like $200 back in the day, or $200 or $300.
I have no
Something
idea.
Crazy.
I don't know. Could have been.
Probably.
Could have been for sure.
Those fuckers knew it worked like shit too when they released it too. They're like,
Oh,
"Ah, it doesn't
100%.
matter, I'll buy it."
Yeah, they 100% knew.
Gotta do
It's
something
garbage.
yourself.
But that's the Wizard. Davey Deathray announced, "What's up, dude?" Says, "How's the Radpack doing tonight? Whoever has a great week. Power Glove is damn rough. However, the Wizard is top notch." Yeah, the Power Glove was cool, except when you got it, then it was shit. But looked cool. Looked cool in the commercial. People were super jealous that you had it, but nobody ever played with it because it never worked. So that's the Power Glove for you.
Is that your
But
original
here's-
Power Glove from your childhood?
So I never actually had the Power Glove in my childhood. My friend Randy did, and when we realized it was junk, we never got it. But we always wanted it. And then when I got a little bit older and I got introduced to eBay, I snagged one. So back then though, I got this pretty cheap. I mean, you try to get one of these now, I bet it's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
But back then, when people were still kind of getting used to the eBay thing, I was able to score a pretty good one.
That's cool.
So yeah, happy to have it for sure. But this is where his career starts to get. After this, like he got to that age where I think that he just wasn't getting the same parts, and I don't know if it was his decision, if it was Hollywood, I don't know, but he was always in movies as he was getting older. You said he went to like TV movies around this time. And what's the one that we watched with Candace Cameron?
No One Would Tell, or No One Could
Holy
Tell,
shit.
or something.
That was a pretty crazy movie, I thought.
Well, did you watch that one, Mel?
No, I did not. I did not watch that one.
Oh yeah, she asked me about it, and I was like, "You probably wouldn't like this." Because
I saw you
literally,
guys were talking about one, and I was like, "That doesn't sound like a Mel movie."
Yeah, he plays just like a crazy, abusive,
Yeah,
possessive, controlling, insane boyfriend. Yeah.
which is a
yeah.
weird
So I was
character
like,
for
I
him
don't
to
think
play.
I'm gonna watch that one. Is that okay?
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like when I first saw it and it started, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so lame," because he doesn't come off as like that kind of person. Like it just wouldn't work. He doesn't have that look. But I think he did a kind of a good job. I thought he did pretty good. He was like kind of jacked in it a little bit. He was like a wrestler
Yeah.
or whatever. He was like lifting weights and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's wild." Like that was 96. So, he must have been in his 20s maybe.
He was pretty believable in that role. And there's a lot of stories about him in his personal life that make it seem like he could be pretty similar to that character.
Now, does
really?
he have a story? Like, did he go off the rails? Because to me, I just thought he was just a kid actor that
He
just
got fired
eventually just
from
left
the Wonder Years show for misconduct, and he got sued. Him and the older brother in
Jason
Wonder
Kirby?
Years got sued when they were 16 years old for harassing some costumer girl, like way back then. Then he had a couple more deals where he got in trouble in I don't know I can't remember the specifics. And then just a couple years ago he got kicked off. He was like an executive producer and was directing episodes, and they booted him from his own show for him just being like just a big fucking asshole, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Interesting. Now you wonder too, because he was super famous, and it is wild. And do you think that's why he ended up turning to some of those Lifetime movies, because he couldn't really get work at the time?
He must have had a reputation. I mean, if you're getting in trouble and getting sued by people when you're 16 years old, that's pretty. Maybe he just got a little too big for his
currently
britches.
canceled.
Yeah, he's canceled. Oh yeah, he's canceled big time. Big time. I thought you guys knew that.
No, I just thought he was kind of just living his life, not in Hollywood really anymore, just doing like special.
Oh no, he was.
Why didn't we do any research on that? Why is he canceled?
I didn't want to be a downer. I'm like the exposed guy. I didn't want to, do that whole thing again.
Expose him, Justin. What did he
You
do?
should do it. You should do like a follow up to this and do like a Fred Savage exposed call out video.
Well, it happened a while ago. But he was he started to direct a lot. And he directed tons of episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He directed like classic episodes of Always Sunny, and wrote some of them too, I believe. But yeah, I think he's kind of a dick. I think he's kind of a douchey guy. But
that's it. He got canceled for being a douche.
There's some pretty specific allegations. I just can't remember offhand what they are.
Zombie said that sexual harassment claims or something like that.
Yeah, I think they were fairly credible.
Well, if it's anything like this movie here, what is it called again? Don't Tell.
No one could tell. No one would tell.
No one could tell. Yeah. All he does the whole time is just beat the shit out of Candace Cameron for like an hour. Basically, that's like with this movie.
And he's such a fucking crybaby. Like, don't talk to my mom. Don't hang out with your friends. If you love me, you'll stay at home and wait for my phone call. But then he's like tossing her around and hitting her, and she keeps on going back. And she was really young in that movie too. She probably had to have been maybe 16 years old or something. She looks really young, but she was probably still doing Full House, or maybe it was right after Full House. I can't remember.
But he looked a lot older than at that point from what I was used to him as.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played that cocky, like possessive boyfriend or whatever like that. But I mean,
based on a true story, I think.
It's a cool. I mean, I would suggest watching it. It reminded me of one of those movies you'd watch in like health class in high school where they try to like. There was another one I watched where some guy did steroids or whatever. Like I can remember like watching all these weird.
The HBO Life. Did you guys watch the Life Stories Families in Crisis on HBO? Ben Affleck did the steroid one.
Yeah, we watched that in high school in health class.
Yeah, it's really similar to like one of those kind of deals.
Yeah, very. A part of me almost felt like I saw it before, like maybe at school in like '96, because I would have been in school. Then, so I was like, for some reason I was like, I feel like we almost watched this thing. But yeah, that was that one. And what was you said the other one you watched? I didn't check that one out.
Oh shit, I can't remember what it was called, but it was also based on a true story. And this is when he was probably doing Wonder Years. He was like really young, like probably younger than Little Monsters or something. But he plays this kid with muscular dystrophy, and his mom can no longer take care of him, so she moves him into this like convalescent home, this nursing home where he's the only kid. And Ellen Burstyn plays like this evil nurse there, and they just like it's like they're torturing all these people in this old folks home. Kevin Spacey is in it. He plays like the guy who saves the day. The dad from Step Brothers is in it. That guy who's in everything. I guess he made a big stink and called lawyers and started a class action lawsuit with all the other people there, and they sued and changed the way that nursing homes were ran. But yeah, it was very depressing, like very, very depressing, like throwing him out of his chair and fucking, it was a gnarly movie.
Oh my
it's
God.
really sad. It's really sad, but he's really good in it.
And now it's almost like he just makes appearances as either himself or some kind of weird actor. Like remember when he was in Austin Powers and he was like Mole or whatever, that Mole guy.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I have never laughed so hard.
Yeah,
than that part where he's like poking it with a stick.
A stick comes into frame and he's poking it.
So funny. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Molly. Yeah.
That should not be funny, but I don't know why.
And then like we sort of the rules of of attraction where you whatever the hell was going on there. He played just like some kind of junkie or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's a random. I forget what it was. He had he owed James Vanderbeek's character's money, so he just randomly goes to his dorm room, and I think he was like a 7th year senior or not, or like whatever it is in college, and he's shooting heroin in between. That's the clip you see at the end of the intro video where he's shooting heroin and playing the clarinet.
And then he had a Deadpool cameo. I don't remember that. What movie was that one?
I think it was a promo for the PG-13 version of the movie. That was at the beginning clip. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I never saw him in. I mean, I've seen the first Deadpool. I saw the second one, but I only saw it like once. I didn't see the new one or anything, so I didn't know where that came from. I know it wasn't in the first one. So if it was a promo thing, that's probably why I didn't know.
I believe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. What up, Smirk? Welcome.
Hello.
I believe that's
What the
heck?
Oh, they did a Princess Bride like opening of Deadpool with him.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh. I don't remember that. But speaking of this, Fozzie said, "Do you remember when he was in Terminator 2? Good times." So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about now after we got kind of through a lot of his library, was talking, you know, us at the Radpack have this weird thing with Fred Savage where we kind of imagine if he was in some of these classic movies. So for instance, Terminator 2, what if he played John Connor? Would it have been just as good or no?
He's got a different, like, I feel like Furlong is a little edgier, but I still think he could have pulled it off.
I don't think so.
I think he could have.
So you can picture Fred Savage like,
era.
you called moi a dipshit? You'd say that. Fred Savage would say that too. I couldn't see it.
Chill out, dickwad.
Now imagine, like, we can even ask the chat, like, what movies do you think would have been funny if he was the lead? Like, could you imagine him in like Problem Child or something like that in a little devil suit?
That would have. You know what? I think he could have actually legitimately been very good at. He could have been Sean Astin's character in The Goonies. I think, like, great.
Oh,
I think he would have been good for that role. The same kind of vibe, or maybe even Mouth as the Mouth character.
I think he could have been a Goonie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Gus? He wore his RPA shirt today, baby. Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Who would he have been in Stand By Me if he was in Stand By Me?
Oh, I was thinking about that one earlier. I felt like that was too serious of a movie for him.
Will Wheaton's character, maybe? That's kind of the lead, maybe.
He could have been good in Encino Man. He would have been good as Sean Astin in Encino Man. I couldn't see him as Link.
Damn it! Now I'm gonna think of him in every Sean. And I'm gonna think of him in Lord of the Rings and Rudy. And
imagine he was the caveman that they found. It was like savage.
Oh, dude.
He's like gazongas. He's doing this. He would have liked that role though. Betty Nugs.
Well, it's just interesting that he kind of did fall off pretty quick. Like, he had his big moment. Maybe they had a hard time finding how he fits in because he always did seem like kind of the super mature adult kid, you know?
Sure, I don't know what maybe he was just hard to work with. Like, maybe that's what that really hurt him. Because I mean, vice versa, he was the lead. I mean, Little Monsters, he was the lead, and then he did The Wizard, and you know, those were all lead roles. It wasn't he was just kind of in the side. Like, that's 3 movies in 2 years that he was the main lead. So you're surprised that he didn't get, you know, asked for other things, and you're curious to see what movies he actually auditioned for. Like, was he in the role to play Kevin McAllister? Like, who knows, right? Like, around that time,
he could have
those movies. Like, I'm sure that they saw a lot of kids like that. Like, could you like imagine him as? I mean, I think he could have probably pulled that off.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah, if he would have been younger.
Yeah, because you kind of think of that role or whatever. He kind of been like a little prick to the Wet Bandits or whatever.
Replace Feldman in The Burbs.
The pizza dude's coming. He's yelling.
Never.
He's looking. He's like, No tan lines today, Fred Savage says to the girl. Well, I mean, it's just. I think what other
The
ones?
Good Son?
90s. Oh, imagine he was the good son.
Oh my god.
He could
He
really
probably
play
would have
the little
been
prick that he wanted to
Elijah
play, didn't he?
Wood. What's an
I
Elijah
don't know,
Wood movie?
I could see him as the little prick kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Would he
Yeah.
be in any horror movies?
brain scan.
Did he do any?
I don't think so.
I think he
I
should
wonder if
have.
he's ever.
That's what I'm saying. Would he be in any horror movies?
Imagine
Yeah.
like the Watchers or
Who
something.
would he be?
Children of the Corn.
Oh,
It's
he
just,
could've
he's
been
just like
Children
in
of
there.
Corn.
It's like
Malachi.
Isaac or whatever. Malachi.
Isaac, yeah.
Fred Savage. That'd be so killer, dude.
He's the kid in Sixth Sense.
Imagine if he would have been the Crow in one of those horrible Crow movies, like around the time Edward Furlong was doing the Crow.
He's like,
Imagine Fred Savage in the Crow makeup.
Oh my god. He's Edward Furlong or
and it would have like a cool like
Furlong's
slogan. It
the
would say
Crow.
like, yeah, like the Crow, like, you know, Savage Weekend or something like that. It's like him with the makeup on.
Savage.
Oh my god. Please.
He should have been Mikey. He could have been Homer in Near Dark. This is funny. What's up, Ring? He says, remember the episode of Boy Meets World where he was hitting on Topanga? Interesting to see him act with his brother again. Huh. See, I don't remember that. I didn't watch Boy Meets World a lot. I watched it a little. But I think I just was aged out of it at that point. Did you guys watch that a lot?
I watched it
Which
a
show?
little bit, but it was never my favorite.
Boy Meets World?
Oh, I love that show.
Do you remember when he Ring said he was on it and he was hitting on Topanga? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that specific episode.
Interesting. But yeah, I mean, looking around my library here, like just thinking of some of the movies that he could have been in, like Blank Check or something.
Yeah, all those type of movies.
Suppose he was in the
Sandlot?
Lost Boys. Yeah, he could have played. Suppose he played a Frog Brother. Him. Imagine him and Feldman as the Frog Brothers. That'd be so sick.
Oh my god, what a weird combo that would have been.
That would have been a weird combo.
What the hell? Fonzie says he could have been the deaf kid in Freddy's Dead. What? the hell? Oh my god. He wouldn't want Freddy's Dead on his resume. But it is funny just to think about it because he was such a unique look in a child actor that you kind of plop him in all these movies that literally
Never ending story.
he could have tried out for all these things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows? In the
Yeah.
late 80s, all these movies that came out, I'm sure he was probably trying to get work.
Well, yeah, who knows what movies he tried to get and didn't.
That'd be kind of funny to research. What if we look
Maybe
that
he
up?
did try and get all of these
Let's see.
movies.
Maybe he did just have a bad reputation from, I mean, when you're 16 years old and you're getting like in trouble already, like they're probably like, nah, this kid thinks he's the shit or something,
shit?
you know? Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything on here about stuff that he didn't end up doing. I can't see anything. But yeah, it's wild. I mean, it was one of those things that we have just fun time over here talking about Fred Savage because it's just kind of like a running joke because we always put him in different. Every time we talk about a movie, we're like, "Oh, imagine if Fred Savage was in this role." So I thought it'd be pretty cool to kind of run through his filmography, talk a little bit about him. But anybody who's watching this now that wants to continue to hang out, we're gonna bounce over in about 10 minutes and do a little members only live stream, a little more chill. I have a bunch of shit on my desk over here we can showcase. It's Mel's birthday, so we can kind of talk to her. She's going to tell us all of her favorite birthday stories growing up, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I thought that's what we were going to do.
No.
You have the cake still you're going to eat?
I'm unprepared for birthday
Oh my
stories.
God. Wow. Wow. But everybody's saying happy birthday.
Thanks,
But
Juan.
gang, do you guys have anything else you want to add in here? About the Fred Savage stuff. Again, it was very different to us to learn that he's actually not in everybody's favor right now. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know he was canceled. That's crazy to me.
Cancel.
Thank you.
What's up, kiddos? But yes, he should have been one of Feldman's friends from the Burbs that came to the house. That would have been sick. He could have played. Well, that's what's kind of weird too, is that Buzz was in with the which one? Little Monsters. Andy was in Home Alone. So see, Buzz should have got him in.
Yeah,
you know, to play Kevin McAllister. But
he could have done that for real.
100%. But Justin, you have anything else you want to say about Fred Savage before we leave, take a little break, and then we'll go back to our next members only stream to finish the night out? What are you doing exactly?
I think we said it all. I have a little bit of little peanut butter on my
okay
beverage receptacle.
I was like, geez, members only hasn't started yet, dude.
So I'm just getting ready for Mel's birthday show. Let's go.
So if anybody wants to see what Justin's about to
peanut butter,
what he's about to set up, you wanna pop over to the after party here. Did that need to be done now? By that,
I gotta go get my lotions downstairs. So we gotta wrap this up.
No shit. Like you
right,
can wait for the stream to be over before he starts messing.
Garrett's like, on that note,
well, it's October now, so basically it's Halloween, so you'll see some cool stuff from us. I mean, I think we're gonna try to hopefully get in a second episode this month, at least a recorded one. I'm gonna be gone for a week too, so we got to kind of work around that. But this month, I think we're doing another versus battle. We're going to be doing American Werewolf in London versus The Howling. I think we promised for October this year. And then, you know, maybe trying to fit in something else. We can do a little costume party or something like that. Maybe that could be a members only stream. But I'm excited for Halloween. I'm sure you all are as well. It's a busy time for us who do content creation and stuff like that, especially because there's so much coming out, so much we can talk about. But I always do this. Let's see what we can do here. What are you doing? I just told you I just did a cool top 10 over on my channel at Born to Be Rad about creepy kids movies. Look at this guy. And let's go around the horn here. Mel, what do you got going on your channel?
I don't know. I forgot now. Justin.
Oh my god. Justin, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Nothing.
Why don't you do the rise and fall of Fred Savage?
The rise and fall of Fred Savage.
You could put it from cool to canceled. You could write on it.
Damn, that's actually
cool
good.
First, though, and after visiting his filmography, it wasn't really that cool.
He did like 3 movies that were good, and that's it.
I know. Kind of dropped off. We got so hyped to do this episode, and we started looking through his IMDb, and we looked at our list, and it's like 9 shitty TV movies and Little Monsters. It's like, okay, well, we can make this work.
100%. I was like, wait, I thought he did a lot more bangers, didn't he? Like Princess Bride doesn't count.
I legit messaged you guys and I was like,
which ones do you want me to watch? I'm like, the big ones. She goes, which one are the big ones? I said, these 3.
I think this is definitely the only show where one of the movies I had to watch was a nursing home drama. So yeah, it was getting a little rough.
And I was excited to watch a movie where I was like, wait, so he beats the shit out of Candace Cameron for an hour. What's this one? So
well, you know who else was in that movie? That guy with the long, stretched out face.
What is he? He was in like
Eric
what
Balfour.
horror movie was that dude in?
TCM 2003.
Oh,
he was the
right.
boyfriend.
Yeah. Mel's like, I don't know.
He's got a long face.
I didn't watch that movie.
He's got the old long face.
He's got a long. He's got a long face. It is. His face is so goddamn long.
Like when Ash has got stretched out in Army of Darkness or whatever.
That's what it looks like. That's what he looks like, dude. He looks like stretched Ash.
All right, gang. Well, if you're a member of the Radpack, you can show up on our live stream. We're going to take a 15-minute break and we'll pop in over there and we'll just chat it up and celebrate Miss Mellie's birthday. And it's the Radpack signing off and stay rad.
Stay weird.
Stay killer.
Fuck.